Hey, we're back here at the Hideaway Homestead, and we've got our good friend Chris Godbee with us today. We're going to be doing part 2 of our guitar build, and he is going to explain to us what we're going to be working on today.
Last time we got the front of the body and the front of the headstock taken care of. This week I'm just finished up sanding the back of it. We're going to do a black Riot dye across that, and then we'll do the same thing to the back of the neck and get everything ready to go. So if time allows, we'll be doing a tung oil finish across the entire body and the back of the neck.
Sounds good. Let's get started.
Once again, we're going to be taking a little bit of naphtha and shifting out a rag here. I'm wiping down the entire back. Off camera, I had finished up some sanding just to smooth things out, but this will get all the compressed dust and oils from my fingers off the back here. And we'll get around the sides. I'm not actually worrying about the control cavities at this point, because what's going to happen is I'm going to do a coat of conductive paint inside each of them in order to create some common grounds across each of the control cavities, as well as the pickup holes. And that way it reduces buzzing and any kind of 60 cycle hum you would get. I know I'll have humbuckers in here as well to stop that, but the more you can do to prevent ground noise, the better. Get some of that beautiful black. It seems to be taking it pretty well, and it's going to be a nice, just like accentuated finish. It's not going to be extremely dark, but it'll look good with the green coming through.
How many coats of the black are you planning on putting on there?
Probably at least 3. So I'll let one sit for a little bit and just see how well it takes, and then I'll do a second coat, and from there I'll do my third and see where we stand. Alright, so coat number 1 is pretty much dry. I did go in and fill in the tops of the control cavities. I think we've got some spots that are a little bit darker than others, but I think once second and third coat get on there, it'll even out pretty well.
So Chris is going to start working on the guitar neck next, and he's going to explain to me exactly what the steps are that need to happen.
So first thing is we're going to go ahead and go over it with some 220 grit just to clean everything up. There's some spots that the dye from last week kind of ran over the sides. So I want to clean that up, make sure that's not going to be there in the black as that sits. So I'm also going to have to, tape off the top a little bit just to make sure it doesn't bleed over into the top end as well. So we'll do a sanding, do a treatment of naphtha across it, and then go ahead and do about 3 coats of black dye across the back.
Is there anything special we have to do on the sides there to keep the dye from getting onto the frets?
On the frets, as long as you've got a steady hand, you can let the binding take some of it, but ideally, yes, you'd want to tape off the fretboard as much as possible, just to make sure you're not getting anything onto the rosewood.
And so if it bleeds over just a little bit, we can just scrape that off very lightly?
Yeah, we'll be doing the same thing to the actual body. Once everything's dried there, we'll be doing a binding scrape just to take the top level of that plastic off and bring the white back out.
Gotcha. All right, let's get started.
Okay, so last thing we're going to do here today is do a binding scrape. That way we get all of this nice clean white binding to pop back out, and then so you can see with the neck doing the taping has eliminated every bit of binding scrape we need to do there.